Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Myciak. And welcome to the last episode. So episode number 5 of the miniseries, Life Loves You. What a journey we've been on. We've talked a lot about different things. There has been some beautiful practices I've shared with you. We've actively walked through it together. And every single one of those practices are actually available when you subscribe to my podcast. That's in the bonus content. So you don't have to go through every episode to find them. They're literally sitting there and waiting for you. So you can go to them time and time again and really re-listen and use them every day if you'd like. So they're there for you in the bonus content when you subscribe. So we're in the last episode. It's kind of bittersweet because this whole mini series was dedicated to one of my beautiful mentors that really helped me on my self-love journey. And if you're new to this series, that's okay. The person I'm talking about is Louise Hay. So she was really a huge component to my self-love journey, or at least one of the major ones. And if you're new to this mini series, that's totally okay. You can listen to this one and jump back to the other 4 later. And if you have been listening episode to episode after episode, thank you so much for showing up for you and for listening. I really appreciate it. So, the journey of allowing ourselves to trust that life loves us and is supporting us. I have a question for you. What would it look like if you lived each day knowing life loves you? Imagine waking up lighter, taking aligned risks and actions, celebrating small things, and this knowing that you're being guided and supported. How does that feel? I know I feel lighter just talking and thinking about it. I know from personal experience that it's very doable to do. But at the same time, I know that it is a practice, like I've talked about before, where it's setting intention and living life with intention. So slowing down your days to really appreciate life and yourself. And allowing life to not be perfect. So really being mindful of how you show up. So integration and ritual are very important. At least in my worlds, I've really come to realize that when I show up and I set intention and I'm present, my life flows better. Does it flow perfectly? Heck no. But I am better equipped to show up in love. And then when I'm supporting people, then they're supporting me. And it's this beautiful, beautiful community. But when I rush through the day and I forget to ground myself or really slow down enough to say, thank you, universe. Thank you, life, for being here for me, for supporting me, then things go a little sideways sometimes. So it's about focusing on integration over perfection, and then small, consistent acts to really build up who you want to be and how you want to show up. So if you've listened before to my podcast, maybe you haven't, and that's totally cool. But if you have, you've heard me say this before. Morning rituals set up the tone completely for your day. Completely. Now, do I do a morning ritual every single day? I'm going to be honest. No. There's days where I'm like, I'm not feeling it. And I don't do it. Now, some days they work out and I'm like, okay. But other days I'm like, ooh, I could have really used that grounding. Life happens and sometimes we're not feeling it. But if you can try and build even a 2-minute morning ritual, something to kind of ground yourself, like we talked about way back in episode 1, where you ground yourself for the day. Big or small, doesn't have to be a lot, but something. It really can help you find flow within your day. And then I really love midday check-ins too, like just like, hey, how am I feeling? I honestly don't always do them. But what I do is have an evening ritual. And if I don't do it, I don't sleep as well as at night. So it's showing up and doing things to really let my body know that it's time to let go of the day. You know, whatever happened, and like send myself love and the universe love, and say thanks, life, for being here for me. So I do bookends. Now I think, without even realizing it, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably check in because I have kids and I'm like, okay, how am I before they get home from school? Check in with myself. How am I feeling? Ground myself before they come home and have their feelings. But it's not as intentional as my morning and evening, if I'm being completely honest with you. The thing is, it's what works for you. So I really do encourage you to look at your day and to see, what do you do in the morning? Do you have a morning ritual? And it could be as simple as you hit the snooze button for an hour, and then you are late and you run out the door. And, that is a ritual, but is it working for you? So it's looking at, how do you start your morning and your day? And then just find a small itty bitty thing. It doesn't have to be a lot. Remember, small, consistent acts to build up your day. You don't need to go grand here, just small things. And then middle day check-in is good. And then evening. A lot of the time it's when your day is transitioning. So if you're done work or at lunch hour, somewhere where you have time to just pause for a second, you can check in. For me, like I said, when I transition from being, coach and self-love advocate and podcaster and things like that, to mom and wife, I need to check in and be like, okay, what am I bringing to this situation? What am I bringing to my children and my husband and this moment? Where am I at? So I'd actually like to give you some examples. So I want to go through like morning, midday, and evening a little bit. Like, if you're like, I don't know where to start, Jody, please give me something. This is for you. And then try it, and who knows, maybe life will show you something else you can do. So for example, in the morning, take 3 breaths, like in through the nose and out through your mouth. And just, affirm, life loves me. Just reminding yourself of that every morning is enough to get you started and to even just ground you throughout the day, the week, the month, the year. And then midday, you can place your hand on your heart, pause, and just notice one supportive event. How is life supporting you right now in that moment? And then the evening, write 3 things that showed up to support you. It could be people. It could be an article that was like, this is, something to problem solve. Like, it could be anything. Life is really beautiful when we slow down to look at all the magic. There's been times in my life that I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I was struggling with releasing weight, and I was feeling really like it was never going to happen. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I was like, I took a minute, I paused, I breathed, and I'm like, how can I do this? Like, what can I do differently? And I just showed up and asked for support. And then fasting, like I've intermediate fasted for so long, but a fasting book that I read just like popped back into my world. And it has literally changed my life. It has helped me with my hormones, my mood, my energy, my weight. It's just a fun bonus now, managing my weight in a nice, loving way. But the rewards of everything else are just so much better. My way of living has changed so much. I wake up sometimes even before my alarm because I have so much energy from fasting. So I'm not about, this is for me, this was my moment of being supported. I'm not, hey, you have to fast for, things like that. But that was when I needed something and I asked for it and I was given support. It was really beautiful. So when we slow down and we listen, there's a lot of support around us when we don't even realize it. It's really incredible. So this whole month I was sharing about my BU community room. And today I want to take a moment to really just share how valuable and how important community is. I have this beautiful community in my neighborhood. Like, I live in this very beautiful, loving place surrounded by incredible people. And sometimes we talk about things that are being built or things that are happening, and I can feel this negative energy. And then I always have to get reminded either by somebody loving like a neighbor or just remind myself, like, right, these are just like things happening. But then I'll run into somebody and I'm like, right, I'm in this beautiful neighborhood and I'm reminded of how incredible it is and how supportive it is. And I just absolutely love where I live. And I've never felt so part of a community before. And it's really inspired me to build my own community, like I mentioned, the BU community room. And I call it a community room because I visualize this place where we can gather online, like in a community room, community hall, really, where this self-love and people that want to be authentic and show up and remove the masks, the layers of expectations and stories and beliefs and all this stuff that people put on us that is not ours, and shed all that and release it and donate it so it's no longer available. Like, so it's not available, but like, so we let it go. And that's really the inspiration behind my BU community room. There's going to be so much more to the BU membership, but the BU community room is really where the community starts. And it's this beautiful, magical place that, like I mentioned last week, I'm hoping is like a tree. I just planted it. It's been in the works and things have been changing. And sometimes things happen. And my provider that does my website changed things and I had to change things. But it's kind of been this thing that's been moving and shifting and changing. And I really look forward to watching it grow. But the thing is, community is so important. I didn't really know what community was. And actually, I'm going to share a very personal story with you right now. It just came up out of the top of my head. So if you've never watched Pitch Perfect, it's Pitch Perfect 2 that I'm talking about. And if you haven't watched it, maybe you don't listen to this part because I don't want to spoil it for you. But if you've watched it, or I know, or if you're not going to watch it at all, don't worry about it then. But like, if you want to watch it later, don't listen because I don't want to spoil it for you. But at the end of Pitch Perfect 2, they go to this world championship, and I cry at it every single time. Not because it's sad, it's because I'm overwhelmed by the community that the Bellas have, where every single past Bella shows up and starts singing, and I'm just overwhelmed by the support. And I realized years ago that the reason I feel that is because I've always wanted that, like deep down somewhere in me, wanted a beautiful, loving community to support, be supported, and to support. I really do love giving. It makes me feel so good helping others. But also at the same time, we all need support. So this is really, this beautiful thing. And yes, it's a part of my coaching and my business and things, but it's also very near and dear to my heart because I know how important community is. It helps us share and feel like we're not alone. It helps us be accountable. And then we also get to celebrate with each other. And it's just this beautiful place. Like, I never really had anything like that until a handful of years ago, like really becoming an empowerment coach, and even with my yoga teacher training, really getting to know people at a different level and feeling support that I've never felt in my life. So that is why I've created the BU community room, is really to have this place, yes, for me to like be like, yeah, I get to help you. And have this beautiful thing in place, but also knowing how important it is to have a community, to know that there's support waiting for you in this beautiful room. And it could just be that you had a bad day or you're going through some really major life shattering thing, and you come in and you can get support. We can lift you up, cheer you on, and really just be there for you. I've been mentioning what the community room is, but what I keep forgetting is that there is a whole area to like celebrate your wins. And, it's just a place to honor your growth, support your growth, and cheer each other on at the same time. So, anyway, that is why I built this in the community. And I really do feel that community is very, very important. So if you feel called to join this beautiful sisterhood, I would love you to come join us. We're waiting for you and we can't wait to meet you. And it's over on my website at jodymyciak.com. And it's as simple as logging into the website, or if you've never been before, signing into the website, and then you go under groups and it should be there waiting for you. So if you've liked this episode or loved this episode, I'd really appreciate if you'd share it. Share the love. Don't keep this a secret. Don't keep our little sisterhood a secret. The more we have in there, the more we can support one another and the more love we can spread out into this beautiful world. And it can be a much beautiful, more loving, more happy, energetic place. And if you'd like to support this podcast, please subscribe. And you'll have all the grounding, all the other practices that we've done throughout this whole mini-series. They're all put separately so you can find them easy and use them every day or whenever you need a little extra love and support. And then it just helps support this podcast keep moving forward. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for being here. Thank you for following this whole mini-series. And if you are kind of excited to see about Louise Hay, check out her books too. And this is it was all, motivated from her and her amazingness that she showed up in this world doing. So thank you again for being here. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. I have another whole mini series starting next week. So stay tuned. It's really exciting too. Take care and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.